Hello everyone, good afternoon, thanks for having me here. My name is Edvardas Satkauskas. I'm a CEO and co-founder of company Innovative Medicina, and we have developed Sentante, a smart sensory teleoperated robot system which for the first time ever allows entire endovascular procedure to be performed robotically from a remote location. So endovascular interventions are the gold standard of treatment for most critical diseases like heart attack, stroke, peripheral artery disease, and some types of cancer. But despite the fact that 6 million procedures are performed each year, the procedure itself is the same as it was 40 years ago. As in the picture, doctor is standing, wearing heavy lead aprons next to a running X-ray source, and manually manipulates guide wires and catheters inserted into a patient's vasculature. And while it's a good procedure for patients, minimally invasive procedure, doctors are influenced by X-ray, and that causes cancer, orthopedic injuries, and fatigue because they are doing this every day. But for urgent patients, this procedure is not always available. And for example, in such cases as stroke, when you have a time window of like 3 hours to save patient, if it, for example, happens in a remote region, the patient would be first brought to a regional hospital, from there to a reference center, and by then it may be already too late to do something, and patient would stay disabled for the rest of his life. Actually, 72% of transfers are inter-facility and could be avoided. Well, hospitals have to maintain those expensive 24/7 shifts while waiting for those emergency patients to arrive. But in the same time, they are suffering from mismatch between increasing number of procedures and available skilled doctors. And in some countries, it's really a big problem. Moreover, doctors just die from X-ray exposure or cancer caused by it. They are basically sacrificing their health while saving patients. And those are not some random faces, those are ex-colleagues of our co-founder, vascular surgeon Thomas Baltrūnas, and he knows the problematic really well. So imagine a system which allows entire procedure to be performed from a different location. All of those problems could be solved at once. So medical personnel no longer exposed to X-ray, patients would no need to be transported anymore, and hospitals could optimize their workload and save some costs. Well, it sounds good, right? But it's not some far distant future. We actually have such system fully functional in our lab, and we demonstrated to doctors, KOLs, and happy to show anyone who would visit us in our office. Sentante is designed in such a way that it's compatible with standard off-the-shelf endovascular instruments, and it's capable to manipulate 3 endovascular instruments at a time, 3 instruments one inside the other simultaneously. And that allows entire procedure to be performed from very beginning to very end, to be performed robotically. And this opens up telesurgery, which would save those golden hours for urgent patients, but also would improve access of care for elective cases and even in distant regional hospitals and even 24/7. And robotics would also provide improved quality of care, increased procedure safety, and reduced error. Together with doctors, we designed Sentante to be both usable and functional. The interface between doctor and the robot is the same endovascular instrument set as they used to work every day. So almost no training is needed. You can see here in the picture, they're doing the same as they would do normally. Moreover, system senses operators' movements and provides close to natural haptic force feedback. So doctors can actually feel the resistance of guide wire and catheter, which are inserted into patient from a distance. And from doctor's perspective, it's basically a must-have technology. You don't lose anything, but you gain a lot. You have superior X-ray visualization, you have the same haptic feedback here, but you also have all the benefits that robotics would bring you, new functionalities, some safety features, additional features that help to make procedure better. And that makes a workplace attractive. Basically, surgeon's life is good then. Well, hospitals have challenges like personnel shortage, financials, and patient safety and quality, and Sentante helps to address all of them. Obviously, hazard-free, high-tech workplace where you can do a procedure remotely is very attractive both for young and especially for more experienced doctors who would think to retire early, but they can work further with almost no training with Sentante. Hospitals can optimize their processes when they have possibility to do procedures remotely. For telesurgery would create that possibility. And digitization of entire procedure helps to create a more democratic environment, and each procedure done by a surgeon using robot could be at the same high level as the previous one. So all this creates a great market opportunity for us. There are 10,000 cath labs worldwide that we can modernize with Sentante. That's a 5 billion euro for capital equipment alone, but each installed system in a hospital would generate recurring revenue stream from procedure consumables, the disposable cartridge, which has to be changed each time. And we have confirmed interest from best clinical sites in Europe to participate in our clinical trial, and their support is key for us. So, but it's not an empty market. Obviously, there are systems currently existing for endovascular robotics, but they, for some reason, are not routinely used in cath labs. So why is that? So first of all, it's limited instruments. They can manipulate only one thin 014 guide wire with the monorail systems. And that brings another limitation, limited procedures, because they are used only in elective coronary cases. Only part of the procedure can be performed using robots, so doctor still has to be on site, still has to wear lead aprons, and doctor has this joystick and PC interface, which is not intuitive, has no haptic feedback, so doctor basically just loses half of information he would have in a manual procedure. And all this creates a very complicated workflow when you have to start procedure manually, then in the middle of procedure connect the robot, go back to cockpit, manipulate guide wire with the robot, then go back, disconnect the robot, finish procedure manually, and that is not a very good way to do that. Despite the limitations, the needs for such technologies is very well understood in the industry, and that's demonstrated by the fact that, for example, Edvardas Satkauskas was recently acquired by Siemens Healthineers for 1.1 billion, and another competitor, Robocath, went into joint venture with Chinese Microport. And Sentante is way ahead of any existing system in the market. And where we are now, we have a fully working system which we demonstrated to a number of KOLs, which we validated in preclinical trials with animals, and we received excellent feedback from doctors of 3 different specialties. Those are cardiologists, radiologists, and vascular surgeons. And within the next 2 years, we will complete the final system development and implement first in human clinical trials and prepare for market launch. And for this, we have EAC accelerator grant, and we're raising Series A to fund our route to market. We have a great team. We have management team experienced in global medtech business creation. We have excellent engineering team with previous experiences in NASA-funded projects. We have field experts in regulatory, IP, industrial design, legal, and other fields assisting us all across the world. Prominent vascular surgeons and cardiologists joined our advisory board. We received great support from them. And we have a growing network of clinical partners and those who want to have Sentante in their hospitals, and their support will play a decisive role in Sentante's market acceptance. So we demonstrated the system in a number of venues and number of events, and we received really great feedback. Doctors just love the system, they love the haptic feedback, they love how it works, and the possibility to perform remote procedure would not only protect them from X-rays, but also would open up new functionalities and make the procedure completely different. So thank you very much. We believe Sentante is the future of endovascular interventions. I'm happy to talk to anyone who would want to catch me on the floor. Thanks.